Hello, and welcome to the Battle of Washington on Legendary Difficulty. I show you the composition of my army in the previous video, so if you want to see every unit, go ahead and check that out, but we're going to Washington. You can get this, the manpower pulled down to 45, but I think at 50 you get exactly the same enemy army size. Scaling is the same, so 107 seems to be consistent. I put first corps in the secondary attack. I just, look how I just go around. Every corps is about the same. Fourth and fifth corps don't do much fighting. I'm just going to tell you, they just don't have much to do. So first corps does the lion's share of the fighting on day one. Day one was much easier than I thought it was going to be. The first phase is just the first part of the battle, and this video is about just taking the fort on the Confederate right. There really isn't much to it. I wanted to surround it and take it, and then bring in whatever reinforcements come in and get ready for when the map opens. That's pretty much it. So the idea is when I hit all, actually this is the hardest fort to take on day one. All the rest of them were easier. And all of the rest of the forts were easier because when I attacked the forts, I hit them with enormous numbers and from all sides. So yeah, this one I think was, I don't know, it just felt a little tougher than the other forts. The other ones, well, as you'll see, the other ones just completely crumple. I mean, like I'm thinking right now of all the other forts and just kind of run in there and take it. The second toughest one is the fort just to the right of this one in the center of the map. Now, okay, let me talk about my strategy. I have a very, very unique strategy for this battle. It's surround and capture everybody. So, except for this fort, which is kind of surround and brute force, my strategy for the rest of the battle is to surround every position. So what you'll see is I spend a lot of time getting into position and then having everybody run and trying to avoid fighting a lot of the time. So the bottom map, the southern map, my two corps get around behind the enemy and then just sit there for a couple phases. They don't do anything. They just sit in Washington until the entire map opens up, because I don't want to attack anything head on. I want to attack everything from, front, flank, and rear, and that's the way to do it. So you can see even now I'm having people move to get around this fort, but everything is kind of this same pattern. Get around the enemy and cut them off. And the fortifications to the right, everybody knows that those, extend back to a fort in the middle that you have to take. I don't want to push on those. I want to capture these guys in their fortifications. I want them to defend these fortifications, hold them, and then wait for me to surround him and capture him. That's what I want him to do. So I want to get around behind the enemy and come up behind him and encircle. And he must have 20 units on his left flank when the map opens up, to the left of the fort in the center. I want to capture those. I don't want those guys going back to the fort. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep trying to surround and capture everybody. So, okay, for this fort, you'll notice that I'm just doing this on normal speed. I haven't sped this up so that you can see how I'm actually playing the battle. I mean, there will only be a tiny number of people watch this, but if you're interested, this is how I'm playing the battle. This is how we're going to fight it. Oh, one of the things that's really, really fun for me in this battle is I finally get to play with rifle and melee cav. I have a lot of it, and I get to use it, and it's great fun. So as you will see, There's a JF Brown. I put my melee cav, I had him duck into the woods, stay out of sight. Now he's all alone, attacking that artillery. This should be fun. I'm pretty sure that's a Lamotte's. He'll make short work of that artillery. Even in the woods, he should be able to take him out pretty quickly. I think his sniper unit is going to retreat away from the fort. Yep, there goes the melee cav. The first of many, many, many charges. Not enough. You always want more melee charges with cav. My plan for this battle, I watched everybody who played this. I watched every video of Washington that I could get my hands on YouTube. And so some of you are watching right now who have posted videos. I watched your video and I learned as much as I could from what you did. So, and there was a lot to learn. If you want to do well in this battle, I recommend watch the videos of people who fought this battle previously. There's so many lessons that you can learn from the people who've done this beforehand. And one of the things that I took from this is that Hi Bob made a comment, and it was true with all the videos, that north of the fort in the center, those guys don't have anything to do. The only thing you can do with them is slam them into the fort. And if you do that, they're going to die. So you don't want to do that. So if you're not going to slam them into the fort, there's nothing for them to do. So what you'll see is, when the map opens up, I'm only going to have about 4 units in the north center part of the map. Here at this position, I'll have the minimum number of units. Every other unit will be to the south. So everybody goes to the south edge of the map. There's nothing, and I recommend you do that. Otherwise, if you have a bunch of units in the north above the victory location, they're going to have nothing to do. Send them south and let them fight. And what you'll see is, by doing that, I'll have just overwhelming numbers. My army will be able to, I mean, I put them on run and they can just run anywhere they want to and just run over top of the enemy. It's just very easy. Here I'm just making sure, particularly these Spencer carbines, just keep firing. And look at the job these guys are doing. These Spencer carbines and are just tearing this guy up. So one of these units is a Spencer carbine, the other one is a Maynard, I'm pretty sure, and they just do a terrific job. Okay, his artillery is dead. I have detached skirmishers taking the hits from his artillery. Yeah, that's fine. Everybody's getting into place. Yep, his skirmisher unit that was at the fort has retreated down here. That's good. Would like to kill him. Take some more hits on the guy. That would be good. And then just take shots on his infantry. So I'm going to keep my rifle cav back and wait until he gets into the water and then hit him there. So my 20-pound parrots are coming in, but they're not within range yet. My infantry is getting into position. Taking a few light knocks on my detached skirmishers, but I'm not that worried about it. Once the infantry gets into place, this will be pretty easy. Yeah, his units are just walking up and they crumple. His units are 1 star. Look at that, 1-star infantry. Actually, it'd be better for me if they were 3-star. They'd walk forward and stand for a while and take several hits, especially from those Spencer carbines on the flank. That would be lovely. So you know there's a skirmisher unit in the fortification here. In every video that I saw, there's a skirmisher unit in the fortification south of the fort. There he is. So you want to hit him from the rear to make him rout. So the infantry is getting up and online, and the artillery still isn't in place. Yeah, the one big problem in this battle is that my artillery can't keep up. Like, you're not seeing it here, but when the map opens up, everybody's on run, and I just roll over top of the enemy. So the infantry's on run, trying to keep up. I'm not trying to push the enemy back. I'm never trying to push the enemy back. I'm trying to just keep up with the enemy as he runs away, and it's hard to do, and the artillery can't keep up with that. And my melee unit is down to, he lost 6. Took out an artillery unit and lost 6. So things are going well. I was checking my Union Army that I went to Richmond with, and I think it was about 120,000. My infantry units were 2,000 in size, and I didn't have that many of them. I had a lot of artillery units, but not many infantry units. So I had about 120,000, about 25,000, a little more in my manpower pool, and so about 150,000 total to go into that battle. It must have been less than 150,000, I think, which is just amazing. And it was an easy battle. But the difference is day 2 of Richmond is a joke. The AI has nothing left. And day 2 of Washington, the enemy gets over 200,000 plus reinforcements must be 240 to 260,000. So that's a big difference. Day 2 of Washington is very different from day 2 of Richmond. So notice here, I don't know if you caught this. This opened early. It is 7:13, and the map opened up, and that's kind of weird. That's really early. I don't know what triggered the phase to end, the timer. Like, I didn't lose any time. It's just the map opened and the enemy came into the map. So you see my reinforcements, they came in on the north, so I'm going to have them, now do what they do, go to the corner of the map on the left, my left, and just wait until the map opens up so we can go hard against the left edge of the map and run down and take the fort in the corner, in the east-south corner, which, by the way, if you move really fast, will be pretty much empty. Like, you just kind of walk in and take it. But that happens a lot. I'm pretty much going to just walk in and take every fort, but this one and the fort in the center. The one on the right, I'm going to get there before he gets there because we're going to run, and we're just going to walk in and take it. And the 2 forts in the south, we're just going to walk in and take it, which is kind of odd. So there's very little in the forts in the south because of the way I attack. So, and actually, this is the only fort where his units are in place, as you'll see. This is the only fort where his units are in place and waiting for me. When I attack every other fort, there's a bunch of movement. So he's in the fortifications. I have to attack them head on. It'll be a little bit costly. And I think that's why, well, in this entire battle on day one, First Corps does the vast majority of the fighting. Fourth and Fifth Corps do almost no fighting. It's really amazing. I mean, they do a lot of killing, but they take very few losses. Yeah, Second and Third Corps just kind of run over top of the enemy wherever they want to go. They do a lot of killing, but they don't take heavy losses. These guys take some knocks. It's not much, but the losses, and you'll see why. I mean, it'll be real obvious why, is that these guys will fight. What'll happen is the enemy will, you know how you like to lure the enemy into water so you can fire at him? Well, the enemy will keep sending units across this water after I take the fort. I guess trying to retake the flag. Whatever the reason is, I'm delighted because we'll just keep harvesting kills as he keeps sending units across the water. But at the same time, he's also inflicting losses on my units. So we've got to be getting like 10 to 1 as that happens, though. And I'm fine with that. You know, I'm perfectly fine with, you know, I've got to be getting, I'll take 10 to 1 all day. So, yep, everybody's going to the south. You have to be careful with these units. They don't come in all at one time. And what they want to do is, if you don't give them orders, they'll want to walk like right into the enemy fortifications for some reason. So you have to keep checking on them to make sure that nobody's walking into the enemy fortifications. So yeah, I'm advancing with detached skirmishers to take the hits from the fort. And when everybody gets in position, we'll just attack. My 20-pound parrots finally got into position. They're not doing very much, though. I would like for them to soften up actually one of the infantry units more than hit the artillery, because the attack's about to happen, and if I can break the fort anywhere, then the whole fort falls, because you'll hit everybody from the flank and rear. So the whole idea is just get one unit to collapse, and then the whole fort is done. And the easiest place is usually wherever there's a gap in the fort. If you can break through, you can often get a flanking shot there. That's often. So I'm kind of looking for can I get a flank shot on any of these guys? The 24-pound howitzers are rolling up, but by the time they get within range, I think this will be over. Because as soon as one of his units rout off the line, basically it's over. I'm thinking at this time, man, this is gonna be costly. I think I can get a shot on that artillery with the detached skirmisher. It'd be nice to grade him so when the infantry rolls up and hits him, he routs. All I want to do is get these guys to rout. And I already have my cav. I've started getting my cav into position, so wherever he routes to, like I'm thinking if he routes to the north, my melee cav is already in position to, you know, to take him out. Okay, one of his units is routing, but not any of the infantry on the wall. Getting everybody to come up. Pretty sure I have everybody on run. I need everybody in range. I need everybody in range, fire a volley, and then charge. And need the commander. The commander needs to be right in this, because we're about to charge into these guys. And on the other side, he's not doing anything. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, I can see his numbers fall. His units are getting hit. Hopefully he's very, very interested in my detached skirmishers right now rather than firing. These fortifications are good. So he has spent, as we walked up, he got locked onto my detached skirmishers. Eventually they were going to rout, but if the infantry gets up in good shape, this is going to go well. So slowly moving everybody forward, and then we're going to charge. And making sure everybody can hit somebody. That would be nice if I could get a rear shot on him. You can see that I've loaded up the attack on the part of the fort that has the gap. That's the part I want to break, and then the unit to the right of the gap as you're looking at it. I have like 3 units there, so everybody I hit is going to be at least 2 on 1, but the number one place I want to hit are the 2 units to the south, and I have units stacked up. I have like 3, 4 to 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4 to 1. So they're going to get hit 4 to 1. So they're going to break. And what I found is whenever you hit these guys, you always want to hit them 2 to 1, just minimum. But if you can hit them 2 to 1, and then have more units behind that, firing into the melee, which I don't mind doing when these guys are in fortifications. It's really, it makes them flash white or rout. And then when your units that initially go in and charge run out of condition, then send in the next row of troops. So, okay, we have a break. So just walking up to the fort, and you saw how I took my time and targeted units. I didn't have to charge to break into the fort. I thought I was going to have to. I just walked up, fired shots, and he broke before I charged. Now I'm charging, but I'm also firing into the flanks and rear of these guys, and now they're all routing. So I lost a tiny piece of video there. Sorry about that. But walked up, fired, walked up, fired. So I'm going to make sure that everybody's still firing. Now, to my surprise, he's routing off to the left. I want to do as much damage and capture, kill as many of them as possible, because it looks like we have a mass rout. What I should do is my infantry unit that is on the right, that is the closest to him on his... yeah, he's actually the one pushing these guys to the left. So what I really needed to do was pull him back, but now they're in, mob rush mode, and they're all going to go. Which is fine, because these guys have nothing else to do. I mean, it's not like we're going to do anything after this. We're going to get in position for the map to open up, pretty much. That's all we're going to do. Okay, I do this too. Highly recommend this. Have units, rather than charge into melee, just have them walk or run to some distant point on the other side of the enemy mob, and they'll just melee their way across a pile of enemy units if that's what you want to do. As long as you have 2 on 1, it doesn't matter how many are in the enemy pile. And your units don't burn condition, stamina, whatever. They don't get exhausted doing that, or as exhausted as fast. So, okay, one of his units got through, and about 1,000. He's going to get across the water. And I have my cav. Where's my rifle cav? My melee cav is on the way. I mean, he's running so fast. My melee cav is on the way. My rifle cav, yeah, he's right there. He's going to get a shot. I don't want my rifle cav to get in the melee. He can melee. I don't want him to, though. So in a second, I'm going to send my cav to the other side of the river, where they're going to be able to get lots of shots. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I'd like to kill the artillery. Don't want him to get across the river. But the rest of these guys, that's just something for my cav to play with. Yeah, there's going to be some friendly fire here, but I want to kill that unit, the 600, because I'd like for these 2 infantry units that are going to make it to be isolated. Yeah, I don't want my cav to take any friendly fire, so get those guys out of there. I think I was in melee. I was at risk of taking friendly fire. Yeah, he's down to 734, so I think he took some hits, because he'd only lost 6 before that. Yeah, I think by being in melee, there might have been a friendly fire event on him. You don't want your cav in melee taking any friendly fire, because they do not do well. Okay, my cav scooted across the water. They're now to the north of this guy, so that's really good. And the guy to the south is going to be, my snipers can just grind him to death. But I'd really like to take this guy out with my 2 cav units. I mean, that's what I have him for. My cav is, my cav does more than this, but they're primarily for when units retreat in weird directions to just gobble them up. And so this is precisely the reason I have 6 melee cav. This. So I want to use them because this is why they were built more than anything else. That's probably a Spencer Carb, I'm guessing. You can just fire. Yeah, look how fast these guys fire. They're like machine guns. And the only thing you have to be careful with them is they want to fire and then fall back. You have to make them not do that, because they can just keep moving forward and firing. Just keep firing. And they do double damage if they're dismounted, so... By the way, you can only dismount them if you have it on play. You can't dismount them and pause. It doesn't seem to work, so I'll hit play and then I'll be clicked on a rifle cav unit and hit play and then click instantly dismount or mount. Okay, I have these guys in position. This is where I want them, and my 20-pound parrots and these 2 snipers can shoot at this guy. So one is a scoped Whitworth, the other one is a regular. Okay, this guy on this side is in the water, so don't want my rifle cav to fire into the melee. That would be bad for my melee cav, but my melee cav, I thought I clicked on the enemy unit. So the enemy unit got a shot on my melee cav, but now my melee cav will make short work of that guy. So I don't want the rifle cav firing in there because he'll kill a bunch of my melee cav. So what you have to do is you have to rotate them, that the rifle cav fires, makes the enemy unit rout, then the melee cav goes in, does the job like this guy just did, made short work of that guy. Now we're going to make short work of this guy to the south. But my sniper is killing him so fast. I'm thinking, hope he hangs around for a moment so I can get a nice charge on him. That would be nice. So I have 2 sniper units, but he's going to start coming across the water now, which is good. We want him to do that. We want to degrade him, get as many shots on him as possible, and rinse and repeat all day. It's got to be one of the most popular tactics in Ultimate General. I just saw Fiasco do it in with the JNP mod. I think it was River Crossing. As Todd Howard says, it just works. So here we're going to... Like, we've just taken the fort, and already he's sending a unit across for me to beat up. And I have 4 units. It's going to be 4-on-1. I lost a tiny bit of video there, but... Yeah, my unit just walked forward, put a shot on his flank, and... Hopefully my units will get some more shots on him. That would be nice. Milk some kills while he's in the water. Okay, I don't want him to hit my unit, but I have a rifle cav behind him. And then to the north, 1 rifle cav and 1 melee cav. If we can get him flashing white, the melee cav can make short work of him. Okay, want these guys now to fall back. This is not a terrible position for my artillery, where I have them here. It's not bad. Ends up working out for the battle. It was just a guess. I didn't know if that was going to be a good place, but worked out. So you can see he has a mixture of 1-star, 2-star, and 3-star infantry. Up in the north he has all 3-star. So that's nice. I like the variety. Okay, my rifle cav gets a free shot. My rifle cav hits him from the rear. He's routing. He's already flash. He's already white. I want to get all my firing units out of there, so they don't fire into the melee cav. And the melee cav will just... I mean, this is what I want. I want this melee cav to just eat this guy. So notice also I've already given orders for a lot of my infantry to move to the south edge of the map, and they're just going to wait. Okay, his numbers are just collapsing. I lost 1, 2... He's already lost over 100. 3, 4... He's down to... He's under 500. Yep, that's what melee cav does. I was planning to put my manpower pool guys, the guys I have in reserve, into my cav to get them up to 650 for day 2, but none of my melee cav gets below 700, which, that's a good number, 700. So everybody's over 700 at the end of this day 1, so they didn't need any replacements. My snipers needed a few replacements. My artillery needed very little. The 1,200 men I had in the manpower pool was more than enough, twice as many as I needed. And all I wanted to do was just replace my losses in my auxiliary units at the end of day one. In other words, it worked out just great. Yeah, I really want these guys, like they come across the water, they come uphill. If I want to get as many shots as possible, I want to get I want to get sniper shots on them. I have my 20-pound parrots that can hit them with exploding shell, maybe even canister if they get close enough. Then my infantry can chase him downhill into the water, get shots. I mean, it's just, we can do this all day. I'm just waiting for the map to open up. Yeah, to my surprise, that sniper got that guy to retreat. I'm not really concerned about the... Notice how I have like 2 units in the north. There will eventually be 4 as we move further south to the fort, because he'll fall back out of those positions eventually. But that's it. Everybody else goes south. And I think 2 of the guys that I have near this fort sort of defending it, I think I put them on the southern edge of the map too. So some of the units that are up, I have too many units up here. A smaller force can easily hold this than what I have right now. So I realize that, and I start moving guys to the south. So there's a large number of units that are hugging the southern edge of the map right now, just waiting for the map to open up so that they can go south to the southern edge of the board, behind the enemy position, and come up behind it. And all the guys on my left flank in the corner, I just got a whole bunch of reinforcements. Yeah, they're going to actually get along the edge of the map on the, with all the other guys waiting patiently for the map to open up so that they can all run to the south to the victory location that's along that edge of the map. And if you run, you'll get there before the enemy does. Yep. 3 on 1. That was fun. Can do this all day. Yeah, he got 2 units hit him, the unit on the flank hit him, the sniper hit him, and then the artillery hit him with exploding shell. That was really quite nice. Really enjoyed that. Now hopefully we can hit him again. Sometimes this game is just crazy fun. Hey, did we knock him out of that fort or that prepared position, or did he just... What's he doing? I don't know. Okay, here's another guy coming across the water. You see there's a guy to the left. I'm just letting him recover condition. He was completely exhausted. But really the right way to do that is have these units that are exhausted just run and get them to where you want them and then have them rest. Like as it turns out, there's tons of time and these guys are going to sit down here for a long time. Yeah, he keeps doing this, and I can still keep hitting him like 3, 4 units on 1. Someone is going to leave a comment. This doesn't look like legendary. I get that a lot for some reason. 3-star unit just took 3 lovely hits. Hopefully we can hit him again while he's in the water. This unit that's advancing right now, is hopefully we can hit him 4-on-1 and a couple of canister shots to the face with the 20-pound Parrot. And this guy attacking right here on the left side, we'll hit him 2-to-1. That'll work out great. And I'm doing what I love to do, which is fight with detached skirmishers, getting shots on the flank. Having detached skirmishers with units this size improves the efficiency of the shots of the parent unit because there's a penalty for being oversized. So it reduces the penalty all these guys have for being oversized, which is good. So every one of these units should have detached skirmishers. And as I say that, I notice that none of them do. At the very least, there should be detached skirmishers right behind the unit. I guess just, it is a bit of, it's a bit tedious when you have this many units on the map, though. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. Okay, almost all of these units are in place. The reinforcements have made it to where I want them, waiting patiently for the map to open. That's some lovely artillery right there. The 24-pound howitzers went south. The whole point of the 24-pound howitzers is to help me break through the fortified positions in the south when that becomes a thing. And they do. They help. They help put fire on the south and rear of the enemy left flank. So oh yeah, there's the commander. It is a bad day for Union Corps commanders. They do not do well. Oh look, he's not doing volley fire. He's doing that sporadic fire, so he's about to rout. So I didn't notice that during the battle, but I should have had the infantry go run up and take a shot on him because he's not doing any real damage. Yeah, I remember thinking, come on, kill that officer, kill the general. Although that means he's going to make fewer attacks across the water because it's going to be a very strong effect to the enemy morale. So, I don't know. I can't resist. I will always go after the officer. Because I'm thinking, when I surround all of these guys, I don't want there to be an officer in the pile bringing them back. So, and I want to surround all of these guys, all of the, and there's a bunch of them in there. Like the guys in the north are going to retreat south. There's going to be a pile of guys in these fortifications just on the other side of this water. I want to surround them, and that artillery position where there isn't an artillery unit, but there's an infantry unit right now moving, that's the point I want to cut off. So everything south of that gets cut off and encircled. And I want all of these guys, if at all possible, Hopefully they move south of that point and they all get captured. Okay, he's down to 36,000. I remember I saw that number and I went, well, this is over. He'll get one pop of reinforcements. Ooh, got hit there. That hurt. He'll get one pop of reinforcements. So, oh no, when the map opens up, there will be units that'll come into view, so. Okay, somebody's charging. That's good. I really don't want to cancel his charge, but I might have accidentally. Okay, up here I can get easily four on the guy to the north when he crosses. The guy below that is not doing very much. But the guy below that I should be able to get. Well, he routed. Now I can get 3-1 and a sniper on this guy. Yep, there he goes. That's it, he's done. Yeah, okay, then there's a guy further south. That's the guy who's charging. So I need to give him every opportunity to exhaust himself. Okay, how do I take care of this guy? I can have a sniper hit him. And I should move one of those infantry units forward. I don't want to stop him. I want him to keep charging. Okay. Turn this guy around. Put him on run. Turn him around. Now we're going to hit him in the water. Yeah, I should have had that infantry unit running just a second sooner. So he's going to get hit in the flank and rear by 2 infantry units. As you can see, I'm really taking my time with this. I'm really just ganging up on these guys and just bleeding them to death. This guy's going to get hit by 2 infantry and a detached skirmisher on his flank and rear. That guy is going to get hit by 3 infantry, 4 infantry, and I think I'm going to hit him with exploding shell from the 20-pound parrot. It is 9:24. It's hard to believe that in 2 hours, I'm pretty sure in 2 hours, this is going to be a very different looking map. So I'm only fighting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 units. All of the rest of 3 corps, there are 3 corps on the map. All the rest of them are just in position to run around the enemy right and left flank, which is exactly what I want. These guys are having a good time. I mean, they're just doing wonderful damage. But the real fun is about to start when the map opens up. That's when it's going to get ridiculous. Yeah, look at all those units. Look at all those units. So right now in the north I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and I'm sending a 5th unit. I don't know that I need that 5th unit. Detached skirmisher for visibility. Yeah, I give orders to those guys. I want 4 units to get a shot on that guy in the water before... Yeah, look at that. He's not firing volleys. He's just... There's little tiny puffs. And I'm going to hit him with 4 units at one time. It's going to be lovely. The guy in the center is only about 800. 2 units. He's in the water. 2 units are going to hit him. This is just perfect. This is just ideal. I want to move these detached skirmishers forward to get visibility, but I want them to get to a place where they can't be spotted, which is tough because he has a vision point. So it is possible to find places where they can hide. And I don't want my artillery to get hit at all. Look at that. Look at that. So he took a shot. He's firing the little puffs. 2 units hit him. He routs. It's beautiful. Okay, these guys need to just fall back. Lower this second unit across the water. And we'll pound on him for a while. I'm thinking his small units are about to shatter. They have to be. Like that unit now is under 700. He comes back into the water. He's going to die. So I leave the detached skirmishers and have the parent units hit fall back. So the detached skirmishers take any shots and any artillery fire. And I absolutely do not care about his artillery. I just completely don't care. They're going to die when my infantry get to them, and that's going to be soon. Yeah, I am, however, worried about day 2. He has a ton of artillery on day 2. "34 minutes, it's 9:35. I'm thinking, what easy shots can I get on him? Where's he moving? Okay, there are 2 units in the north. Okay, this guy, the enemy can see him. I don't want him to be seen. This guy can be seen. Why? Why can that guy be seen? The guy to the right is hidden. Okay. So he already took a couple shots. So I need to get him someplace where he can't be seen. So all I'm doing is I'm like creeping forward with detached skirmishers to get visibility. As you can see, I'm just taking my time, doing some micro, targeting enemy units, trying to lure him into attacking into the water, and it's all working just fine. Oh yeah, love that. Wish I had 6 24-pound howitzers over there. Wouldn't that be lovely if there were a row of 24-pound howitzers right there firing into these guys? Okay, all I'm doing is I'm letting him get close enough that my units can have a field day when they run down the hill and shoot him to pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 infantry. We're now going to hit... I mean, the first unit crumpled. We're going to kill the corps... I'm sure we're going to kill the corps commander. He can't take that. And his infantry unit's going to get hit. 1, 2, 3, 4 infantry and a detached skirmisher. Come on, 20-pound parrots. Reload faster. That's a beautiful thing right there. Yep, there go the exploding shells. 20-pound parrots. And the Corps Commander is dead. Well, that couldn't have gone any better. Now let's fall back and do it again. I'm looking, can these guys get another shot? No, I don't think so. Don't think so. Should detach skirmishers, so is artillery. Hits my detached skirmishers, because if you fall back that far, you'll turn your back to the enemy and take a flanking shot, so that's bad. So there are 2 units in the center to beat up on. Oh, he's down to... That unit's going to shatter. He takes a couple more shots, he's gone. Yeah, his force here has been, and that's good. I want to get them smaller, so when they get surrounded, that they surrender faster. Because if they're, 1,800 and fresh, they will fight. But if they're like this unit, 625 at 925, well, they're likely to shatter. But you get them down to about 1,200. Like there's a unit about 1,000. Get them down to about 1,000, 1,200, and they take shots front and rear by, say, 3 units. They're likely to surrender, and that's what we want. So, and also we have more time. I mean, these guys are not going to push on those fortifications. We want the enemy right where he is, so my army can come up behind him and encircle him. But that needs to happen in the next video. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I can get 5. Well, he has 3 units across the water. Just waiting, waiting, waiting. Actually, as I'm looking at that, I'm thinking I should fall back a little more. I would get more shots on this guy, because I'm going to hit him and he's going to turn white. You're going to hit him again. He's going to rout. You chase him into the water, hit him again. But the more distance you have to do this, the more death and destruction. So I should fall back closer to the fort in the north, because those are 4 units I can just beat up on. Okay, 2 of my units are going to crumple. He's going to crumple. He's a 1-star. And that infantry needs to get up and get on the flank of the 3-star. That 900, I should be able to get flank shots on him really easy. Yep, there he goes. The 900 is now under 800, and he is falling back. Now it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to get on the flank of that 1,200, that 3-star unit. That's going to be lovely. My unit to the north needs to get to the north to get on the flank of the 800. We need to just tear these guys apart. I mean, just this is an opportunity. Yep, this is beautiful. Just keep moving across. And this is, I mean, the thing that's interesting to me is this is just a tiny part of my army. And we have 2 minutes in game, and the map is about to open. So this is going really well. Yeah, look, he has 3 of his units. Part 1 is over. The map is 1 in-game minute from opening up. So we're going to end this here. Obviously, these 6 units are going to crush everybody that has been foolish enough to come across the water to the north, and there's somebody coming across to the south. We're going to thump him too, but the map is going to open up, and that starts the maneuver phase that's really exciting, I think. So I hope you hang around, and I'll see you there.